Sorry for the cutoff there. My mom called and the recording stopped itself on its own after I paused it. Alright, getting back a couple of sentences here. Let's see here. He managed to tear most of the way through the 4-inch wide leather strap on one wrist, even though the weight of a 200-pound soldier holding that wrist as well. It took only a little more anesthetic than normal to put him under. In the instant eyelids fluttered and closed. His heart stopped. The autopsy of the test subject that died on the upper table was found his blood had triple normal level oxygen. His muscles were still attached to his skeleton, were badly torn, and he had broken 9 bones in his struggle not to be subdued. Most of them were from Forson's own muscle that had been exerted on him. The second survivor had been first of a group of 5 to start screaming. His vocal cords destroyed, he was unable to beg or reject surgery. He only reacted by shaking his head violently in disapproval when anesthetic gas was right near him. He shook his head yes when someone suggested ruckling he tried surgery on anesthetic. It did not react to an entire 6-hour procedure of replacing abnormal organs and attempting to cover them with what remained of skin. The surgeon presiding stated repeatedly that it should not be medically possible for a patient to still be alive. Someone who wrote this fucked up in the passage where one terrified nurse assisting the surgery stated that she had been seeing the patient's mouth curl to a smile several times whenever his eyes met hers. The surgery ended. When the surgery ended, the subject looked at the surgeon and began wheezing loudly, attempting to talk, struggling. Assuming this must be some kind of drastic importance, the surgeon had a pen pad fetched on, so the patient could write his message. It was simple: keep cutting. The other 2 test subjects were given all the same surgery, both without anesthetic as well, although they had to be ejected with a paralytic for the duration of the operation. The surgeon found it possible to perform an operation while patients laughed continuously. Once paralyzed, the subject only followed the attending researchers with their eyes. The paralytic cleared their system in a normally short period of time, and their student tried to escape their bonds. One moment, they could speak, asking again for the stimulant gas. The researcher tried asking why they had injured themselves, why they ripped out their own guts, why they wanted to be in the gas. Only one response was given: I must remain awake. All 3 subjects' restraints were reinforced and placed back into the chamber, awaiting determination as what to be done with them. The researchers, facing the wrath of the military benefactors for having failed to state goals of Project Sterling, euthanizing this subject. The commanding officer, an ex-KGB, instead saw potential. He wanted to see what happened if they put it back on the gas. The researcher strongly ejected, but it was overruled. In preparation for being sealed to chamber again, subjects were connected to an EEG monitor and had their restraints padded for long term. Confinement. To their own surprise, all 3 stopped struggling for a moment. It was let slip that we're going back on the gas. It was obvious at this point all 3 were putting up great struggle to stay awake. One of the subjects that could speak was humming loudly and continuously. The mute was straining his legs against the leather bars all his might. First left, then right, then left again, for something to focus on. The remaining subject was holding his head off his pillow, blinking rapidly. Having been the first to be wired for the EEG, most of the researchers monitoring his brain waves in surprise. They were normal most of the time, but sometimes flatline it inexplicably. I looked at his repealing, suffering brain death before returning to normal. As he focused on paper scrolling out the brainwave monitor, only one nurse saw his eyelids slip shut the moment his head hit the pillow. Immediately, brain changed to a deep sleep, to flatline for the last time as heart simultaneously stopped. Sorry for the pausing. I'm running out of breath here just reading this shit. I'll be right back and get some water.